Did you know that the energy that you surround yourself with, the environments that you're a part of, can not only directly affect your mental and emotional health, but even your physical health? This is very much like the phrase, you are what you eat, or even the kind of friends you hang out with will be the kind of person you become. And what can happen to someone who is a part of a very toxic, high-demand religion, a religion like the Mormon Church? A church where they are taught that they're lesser than and must look to their authorities for everything in their lives, including their worth. A place where if you have any questions or doubts or concerns, or if anything doesn't feel good to you, you're just supposed to stay quiet and deal. What could happen to a person in this kind of environment? Well, I can show you. The energy that we receive from our environment manifests on the left side of our body. They call this the feminine side of your body. The energy that we feel towards our environment will manifest in the right side of our bodies. This is a diagram from thehumanhangover.com. This is an emotional body map, and it shows you every single part of your body, and if you're dealing with a disease or some sort of pain in that area of the body, it will show you the emotional energy underneath that pain. This is so incredible and fascinating to study. The purpose of this video is to show you how the trauma and abuse that I suffered from within the church manifested directly in my body. In my youth, I suffered from sexual abuse and trauma, and when you look this up on the emotional body map, you can see that people who have suffered in this way can have problems with their left middle finger. This is my left middle finger. I felt so much shame and so much self-hatred from what I had been through, and that was amplified a million times because of my membership in the church and being judged for my trauma. Feeling the lack of support and worry and extreme stress around the situation, I began to have a lot of pain in my right hand, and when you study the right thumb, that is the energy underneath. Lack of support, worry, and extreme stress. I felt that I was wrong and that I needed to fix it. And experiencing a pretty high level of religious OCD, you can see that my right knuckles are also deformed. The energy underneath this deformity is holding on to past situations and emotions, trying desperately to be worthy again. Moving on to my right knee, you can see here that the cartilage is pretty much gone and it's almost bone to bone. And this happens when we give our power away, when we need to be more assertive. When we are forced to be under someone's power and control, it can manifest in our right knee. Feeling very alone in the world and immense shame and guilt, and like I was a failure. This manifested in my right ankle. You can see it bows outward. The energy of this deformity is worthlessness. The duty of the body is to obey the mind. A part of me deeply wanted to break free from this trauma, but my environment made me feel that it was too dangerous to do so. This conflict and fear manifested in the deformity of my toes, all pulling backward. The energy underneath this deformity is worry, fear, anger, and grief. And lastly, my left shoulder. This was by far the most painful deformities. And really, to see the damage done here, you would need to do an MRI. But to show you the lack of mobility that I had in my left shoulder, I'm showing you this x-ray. The x-ray tech asked me to put my arm directly up over my head, but this is as far as I could get it due to the pain and lack of mobility. The energy underneath this deformity is bearing burdens that do not belong to you, feeling that life is too great of a burden to bear, carrying stressful responsibilities and lacking courage, and the left side is related to family. And I felt because I was so bad, I needed to do everything I could to be a good example to my younger siblings. I needed to fix me, and this resulted in extreme perfectionism and also extreme self-hatred. This was my body and my soul's way of saying that I never needed to carry that burden. I never needed to feel the weight of the shame. My body was trying to signal to me that something in my environment needed rearranging. Not understanding this, I searched everywhere outside of me for healing. What I did not know is that the most profound answers to my healing would be found in my family history. This is my ancestor, Lorenzo Hill Hatch, and he kept a journal from the years 1855 to 1906, and he worked directly under Brigham Young and was greatly abused by the leaders of the church. As I studied his journals, I noticed a pattern of health and illness that was profound. And while I was studying his journals, I just happened to be in physical therapy for my left shoulder. When I came across this line in his journals, everything changed for me. I suffered much with rheumatism in my left shoulder. As I studied his words, it is as if the patterns that make us sick and the toxic situations and environments that make us sick lifted off of the page and became clear to me. I saw the echo of this generational wound manifesting in my life, asking to be healed. I knew that to heal my body, I needed to leave the church, to reclaim my life, my health, and my power. I am now very careful of the energies that I surround myself with and the kinds of beliefs and ideas and thoughts that I allow into me. I choose to surround myself with love. If you would like to learn more about my healing journey and the patterns that make us sick, please check out my book, Always Worthy, on Amazon and Audible.